Alright, so this one's a real. This is an annoying one today, and this wasn't practically in my bingo card because everyone knows Gideon. He's a YouTuber, social media sensation, and Pred catcher doing singing operations with, usually collaborating with the one called Skeeter Gene. Recently, a Blue Cam, everyone doesn't know them. They basically do a compilation of new videos of body cams that are legally distributed to them, I believe. They dropped their body cam and the backstory around Gideon's arrest. And I'm going to give that one a quick rundown and I'll explain why I'm making this one. So, what do you like? The best way to start it is that Skeeter Jean had a relative, I don't know if this was a father or an uncle, was living at his grandmother's house and he believed he was allegedly exploiting her. I don't know if that was true or not. And he claimed squatter rights or something like that. And so when Skeeter told him to leave the house several times, the his relative named Joe said no, he's going to stay there. So he gets Gideon involved in this, which led to a stream where he was basically going to launch a large ass party in the house or something like that. I don't know if that's the only thing he was going to do. And no, actually, I forgot. Before that, before he was doing that, they were following him and stalking him at a local McDonald's in the area that they were living in, and just straight up harassing him non-stop, which led to them going back to the house. Which led to the police being called, and they were taking him to the house where they were already setting up like these four large ass speakers, and I'll show you the clip here.
They have no idea that the situation is only going to escalate from here.
Hello, officers. Oh, what's good, my man? Yeah.
Just wait out here.
Okay. So, chat, we got a giant speaker here. Why don't I? Bro, the police are giving him a ride. I'm actually dead.
But yeah, as you see there, Joe's very reluctant to see them there, and Gideon's like, I did enjoy some of it for a bit, but I really didn't enjoy Gideon's content a lot. The only time where I enjoyed it, I think I enjoyed it at the hype is when he did the sting operation for the second EDP catch. That's about it. And like you said there, he was got four speakers, and so when they took him to the police, went with Joe, like I said before, took him and grabbed his stuff so they can leave. They went to the police station. I believe it was just to give them a report and like tell them what's happening and what's not. And right there, they didn't like Joe went off back to the Macca's where it was before. Gideon, Skeeter, and the rest of the group ended up being going to the police station and asking where's Joe. They didn't tell him where he is because they don't know he's left, and so he decides to ask where he is to the police, and they say he's not here, and they said also he's missing. I got a missing person report because you guys kidnapped him, and I'll just play that.
The detective tells them that Joe is not at the station. Gideon mentions filing a missing persons report, arguing that officers had taken Joe away from the house.
Yeah, Joe went missing. You guys stole him. Where did they take him, JV? I might have JV like go make like missing people. You know, Joe?
Yeah, I know.
And I just love it. I'm just gonna pause it right there, like the picture of that guy before he closed the shutter on Gideon. You can tell he's not paid enough for this shit. Like, even I wouldn't have to deal with someone who is blatantly stalking and harassing someone because of a squatter. Because squatter rights still exist, I believe, and I don't know if he is a squatter. So I need to let you guys know that. Him and Skeeter were demanding what's going on, and they got kicked out, and they were just hanging about at the entrance, and that where the police told that they're no longer welcome in that restaurant, and if they do go in, they're going to be arrested for trespassing. And so what they do next is that they get two kids. This is actually, I'll put the link down below so you can see this for yourself. They got two preteens or teenagers as a whole to try go in with the camera to film Joe. And they warn Gideon that if he does this, they will be arrested for trespass, and then Gideon starts screaming that you won't do it, shut the fuck up, you didn't trespass them, and tells them just go on, and which leads to these two kids being arrested, which is very, I have to say it, it's a very fucking pathetic move. Like, there's Lo, and then there's Gideon. You officially gave two kids a criminal record, like misdemeanor crimes, but still, it's on their record, and it's going to be on there for life. They can't really erase that, they can't scrub it off. And which leads on to a little more where he starts acting a bit like a Karen. And I don't know, you like using that term a lot now because people can be assholes in that and be in the right. They shouldn't be assholes, but they're in the right kind of situation. Anyway, I'm straight off track there. But like, as the two kids are being handcuffed and led to one of the cop cars, Gideon is still continuing to scream, and they say he's being a little disorderly. Everyone's looking, which leads to him being arrested. And by this time, for what I see, Skeeter Gene has left the picture. Like, he's skedaddled because he knows apparently he found out there's a line and he's already crossed it. The lines are dot to him now. And for Gideon, the line is still ahead of him by his claim because he's trying to say, call the DA, see how it's going to go. They're going to scrub this right off. And leads with which everyone lost respect for him for this statement. He says, and I shit you not, this is what he says if you watch the video, I am a multi-millionaire. This is how you want to see how far I can take this. Right there, like, seeing this whole thing, because I really did not enjoy his content, like, because I do enjoy, because I'm not saying that I do not enjoy Predcatchers. I enjoy Chris Hansen, I enjoyed a bit of Skeeter Gene, hell, Trilogy Media, I enjoy them as well, and, but when you do this, and you kind of mean mug it to your benefits, it's very shifty, to say the least. And, he gets arrested. Like, I'm not going to show any rest of the clip because it's just him screaming and whining and bitching and whining. And it's just, like, I've heard microwave music that sounds more peaceful than this. Ultimately, Gideon was charged up both a misdemeanor of stalking and breach of peace. And those kids who were arrested as well got charged breach of peace when they got personal bonds. And Gideon's bond was set at $10,000. And this is me straight off track a bit here because it really bothers me that something like stalking is labeled as a misdemeanor, where, women and men, everyone in between, like, everyone has been stalked, and there has been times, not once, not in the single digits, like, probably fucking 5 digits, where it has gotten lethal, where it's gotten violent. And so it just baffles me how that's labeled as a misdemeanor. And, get off the track, back on the track now, which leads to what I found out today, because this was posted yesterday, and the body cam footage goes back to the 22nd of June, where he got arrested in the first place. I didn't really look at it, because this was at the time where I was still trying to get my bearings back into videos and that. And I watch it now, which leads to this thing I found, and I do believe this video is an re-upload. I'm very highly convinced it isn't, but if it is, I think I know why. Because there was a comment that dropped, none other than Gideon himself, because he's already paid his bond and he's out free. And his trial is set for the 13th of July, I believe is what the video said. And he dropped a comment saying, dang, y'all posted about me getting arrested before posting one of my Predcatchers. You got your whole channel there, Gideon. This is body cam footage. Read the room. Which leads to the next thing, where, again, this was posted by Code Blue Cam themselves. I didn't go looking for this, and I do apologize for the quality of this footage. I had to get them on my phone, because that was the best way I can get all the pictures, because the computer wouldn't let me. Code Blue Cam got 2 emails. They got an email from someone claiming to be Gideon's lawyer, or the rep of YouTube ID called Great Scott. And I'm going to read it here. It says, "Hello, this is a rep from YouTube. I'd like you to immediately take down the Gideon body cam video as it misrepresents and falsely informs people about my client. If you don't take it down or at least severely edit it, you're going to have your channel suspended for 6 months as well as you lose monetization. YouTube legal team." Did he pull a rabbit out of his ass? Because if he did, it's not a very literate one, and this is coming from me, who is not a very literate person, because I can't write for shit, but I do know that professional lawyers use proper grammar, because I can poke out like 2 things. One, there's no apostrophe for the "i'd", and there's no capitalization, there's no correct grammar. Generally, it is a laughable thing, and I do believe this would be even more pathetic for him. This would be Gideon himself, or it'd be someone who's imposed in to try to be Gideon's lawyer without him knowing, because he's already in hot water, and like I said before, he's facing trial in like 10 days, which leads on to the next thing, which was the reply from Code Blue Cam, I believe. And it goes with, "You guys completely misinterpreted events that took place leading up to Gideon's arrest. The two people you framed as members of his camera crew weren't crew members at all. They were random passerbys and civilians who had literally recently entered a McDonald's unharassed by the police. They spoke to Gideon, and he gave the camera and equipment to locate the squatter within the McDonald's and to falsely arrest and charge, and then were falsely arrested and charged with trespassing. The problem with this is that the cops indiscriminately took liberties upon themselves to determine who the trespassing charges applied to anonymously." I believe that's what it says. "Gideon is taking this to civil court because of the mishandled..." I believe this is from someone else, because Code Blue Cam, because I really thought this was. I do apologize. And I'm very tired to apologize. But it's basically the same thing what they said, what the Great Scott account said, and so on and so forth. I really do hope no one can take this legally, because he is, again, like I said, he's facing court, and in July 13th, I believe this is for the lawsuit against Code Blue Cam. I am highly convinced to be swept under the rug, because that's apparently what things do now in the justice system. But Gideon hit a new low with this one. That's all I can wrap this up with. He's hit a new low, and he's officially becoming a lolcow. And that's not a term I use often. Matter of fact, this is probably the second time I've used it properly in the right point. So that's what's scaring me. I'm scaring myself with that. But that's all I got on this. If there's more that I missed, let me know down in the comments, because I believe that I've missed something else. And that's all I got. See you later.